They are horrific statues in one of Mordor's most iconic locations. Part alarm, part barricade, these dreadful carvings would be encountered by Samwise Gamgee, who was unaware of their true nature or their dreadful origin. Today on Nerd of the Rings, we cover the Watchers of Cirith Ungol. In The Lord of the Rings, after an unconscious Frodo has been taken captive by the orcs, Sam comes to the Tower of Cirith Ungol, a stronghold of the orcs in Mordor. Finally working up the courage to enter the fortress, our heroic hobbit is hindered by a hidden force. He draws Sting and runs toward the open gate, and yet, just as he was about to pass under its great arch, he felt a shock, as if he had run into some web like Shelobs, only invisible. He could see no obstacle, but something too strong for his will to overcome barred the way. He looked about, and then within the shadow of the gate, he saw the two Watchers. These statues are described as great stone figures seated upon thrones. Each consists of 3 bodies that are joined together, with one body facing outward from the gate, one facing inward, and one facing straight across the doorway. Their heads are those of vultures, and upon their knees were laid claw-like hands. Sam would try to enter again to no avail, this time colliding with the invisible barrier and staggering as if being delivered a great blow to his chest and head. While in this moment, Sam could not have known the true nature of these silent guardians of Cirith Ungol, in this very same chapter, we are told that within these statues lived some dreadful spirit of evil vigilance. Now, this is far from the first time we see evil spirits being used by Sauron and his followers. The description of evil spirits inhabiting things dates back even to the First Age, where Sauron would help bring about the race of werewolves. Here, evil spirits would inhabit the bodies of large wolves. However, this particular instance has more in common with a Third Age example, the Barrow-Wights. There we see the Witch King sending evil spirits to inhabit the bodily remains of men from Arnor. And perhaps it's no coincidence that Cirith Ungol and its Watchers lie so close to the Witch King's fortress of Minas Morgul. Sam would do the only thing he could think of. Slowly pulling out the Phial of Galadriel, he holds it up. The white light shines, driving away the shadows under the dark archway. Now fully lit, Sam sees the statues in all their hideous shape. We are told that for a moment, Sam catches a glitter in the black stones of their eyes, the very malice of which makes him quail. But slowly, he feels their will waver and crumble into fear. While the statues were quailed by the light of Eärendil, these trapped spirits were not merely a barricade. For after Sam goes past them and puts away the phial, he becomes keenly aware that their vigilance has renewed. And in that moment, from those evil heads, there comes a high, shrill cry. It echoes throughout the towering walls before Sam, and far above in an answering signal comes a harsh alarm bell clanging, for an intruder had come. After rescuing Frodo, the two hobbits would make their way out of the tower, once again coming to the entryway and the Watchers. And we find that after his heroic deeds, Sam would see the phial shine even brighter, and words would be put into his heart in that hour. Sam drew out the elven glass of Galadriel again, as if to do honor to his hardihood, and to grace with splendor his faithful brown hobbit hand that had done such deeds. The phial blazed forth suddenly, so that all the shadowy court was lit with a dazzling radiance like lightning, but it remained steady and did not pass. "Gilthoniel a Elbereth," Sam cried, For why he did not know, his thought sprang back suddenly to the elves in the Shire, and the song that drove away the Black Rider in the trees. "Aya Elenion Ankalima!" cried Frodo once again behind him. The brilliance of the Phial's light and the invocation of Elbereth and Eärendil doesn't merely allow them to escape, but Tolkien says the will of the Watchers is broken with a suddenness like the snapping of a cord. As the hobbits exit, the keystone of the arch comes crashing down, and the wall above it crumbles. While their earlier sound was a shrill cry, we find here their sound is a dreadful wail, perhaps the death throes of these mysterious artifacts. There is also a bell clanging as the hobbits escape, and from far above in the darkness there comes a winged shape, rending clouds with a ghastly shriek. Thus the Nazgul would have discovered the presumed destruction of the Watchers and the slaughter of the orcs of Cirith Ungol. Whether the spirits inhabiting the Watchers would have been set loose, destroyed, or have still been bound to crumbling statues, we can only guess. But perhaps the most interesting idea of all is that these may not have been the only such Watchers in Mordor. For earlier in the tale, Gollum warns the hobbits about the silent Watchers of Minas Morgul, and Gorbag tells Shagrat that these silent Watchers had been uneasy 2 days prior, coinciding with the date that Frodo, Sam, and Gollum began their climb to Cirith Ungol from the road to Minas Morgul. There is even less said about these Watchers, however. We do not know if their uneasiness mimics the alarming shriek of the Cirith Ungol Watchers, or whether they are likewise statues inhabited by evil spirits. Without a doubt, this technology or magic is well established for both Sauron and the Witch King. Between the werewolves, the Barrow-Wights, and the two Watchers, we can see evil spirits being trapped or bound within another form to be highly effective as servants and sentinels. Could these dark masters have used this power elsewhere? Could there have been similar sentinels throughout Mordor, or even in Sauron's secondary fortress of Dol Guldur? I want to hear what you think, so let me know in the comments. As always, I want to say a huge thank you to all my Patreon and YouTube supporters who make this channel possible. CCDC Red Team, Evil Chameleon, Tom DeBombadil 19, Lissamy the Cinda, Rabbi Rob Thomas, Charles Leisure, Joe Tepper, The Mighty Mim, Andrew Carlisle, Swirled Traveler, Matthew Jeffrey, Viking Lord, Alvin Einbert, Jeremy Daniel Derby, Madame Director, Freya Firestar, Chris and Meg Q, Leo Vittori, Sky Carcass, Slide Belts, Dane Ragnarsson, Berto Berg, Graham Derricott, The Dark-Haired One, Wyland, Kiara Berlin, Z and N, Evely, Kia, Landry Quinn Walker, Ice Glazer, Micah Wu, and Debbie. If you enjoyed the artwork in this video, check out the artists in the description to purchase prints of their great work for yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Nerd of the Rings.